after reading the test, now it's time for correction. So we are going to correct the comprehension, which is divided in two parts. But before coming to this correction, we are going to make a summary. So in this test, dealing with girls' education, we have two views. How we considered girls' education in the past and how we consider girls' education nowadays, okay? So in the past, girls were made for households, okay? So they have to do the washing up, they have to make the dishes, they have to sweep the floor. This was what girls have to do as task. But nowadays there is a change, and you can see it in paragraph number 2 of the test. Nowadays we talk about equality. So girls and boys are equal, and the advice that is recommended is to educate our girls as we educate our boys, because we just refer to equality. Great. So for part 1 of the correction, we just have to write the number and the letter of the correct ending. Good. So let's tackle it right now. Item number 1, correction first. Correction. Item number 1. Number 1, the test is about education of girls. This is A. Education of girls is A. Number 2, in rural areas, people neglected girls' education. So the letter is a B. People neglected girls' education. Number 3, instead of sending girls to school, our parents of rural areas would rather send them to farm or the fishing port. The letter is a C. Number 4, today's civilization and the past one are different. The letter for different is a A. So once again, referring to numbers and letters, I'm going to read the correct answers. Number 1, the test is about the education of girls. A. Number 2, in rural areas, people neglected girls' education. The letter is B. Number 3, instead of sending girls to school, our parents in rural areas would rather send them to farm or to the fishing port? The letter for this answer is C. Number 4. Today's civilization and the past one are different. The letter for different is A. Great. Now let's go to item number 2. Answers to the questions. Question number 1 is how did people consider girls' education in rural areas? Answer: people considered girls' education in rural areas as putting water into a perforated basket. Number 1. People considered girls education in rural areas as putting water in a perforated basket. Question number 2. What did our parents think the role of girls were? Answer: our parents thought the role of girls were to serve their husband, cook, clean the house, washing and bringing up children. Number 2. Our parents thought the roles of girls were to serve their husbands, cook, clean the house, washing and bringing up children. Number 3. The question is, does the author have the same viewpoints as the people in the rural areas? Justify your answer. Answer: the author does not have the same viewpoints as the people in the rural areas. In the test, he says, let us educate our girls as we educate our boys. No. The author does not have the same viewpoints as the people in the rural areas. In the text, he says, let us educate our girls as we educate our boys. So this is the correction of item number 2. We are going to read it. Item number 2, answers to the questions. Number 1, people considered girls' education in rural areas as putting water in a perforated basket. Number 2, our parents thought the roles of girls were to serve their husbands, cook, clean the house, washing and bringing up children. Number 3, no, the author does not have the same viewpoints as the people in rural areas. In the test, he says, let us educate our girls as we educate our boys. Good. So, the correction of this item marks the end of the correction of visual comprehension. Thank you for attending our class, and I'll see you next time for another test. Goodbye.